This is the World on Water for March 6, 2020. Here are the highlights of sailing globally for the past 7 days. First off, we asked Iain Murray the question of the year. Did we give you congratulations as far as regatta director for next year for the America's Cup or not?
I'm not sure. You're telling the story.
Well, it's been...
SailGP today and tomorrow and stuff, so, that's the current focus over the weekend. There's a lot going on.
Then in Sydney, it was Act 1 for SailGP for 2020, and first-timer Sir Ben Ainslie had a 5-zip win. And the Spanish and the French had a coming together. The 52's Super Series was in Cape Town in South Africa. The RORC 600 finished in Antigua. The Harken Youth Match Racing was in Auckland, New Zealand. We previewed the GC32 Racing Tour for 2020. And Marit wins the Laser Worlds in Melbourne. Now we're on board the SailGP French boat as the incident occurs.
L'incident, en fait, on était à une porte sous le vent et les Espagnols juste devant nous, et nous on prend un peu l'intérieur sur eux et en fait on essaye de virer en même temps qu'eux et en fait le temps que je mette la dérive et que je réagisse vraiment par rapport à lui, on a touché, donc j'ai dû même virer de bord alors que la board n'était pas du tout, le foil n'était pas descendu, donc j'ai essayé de faire tout ce que je pouvais pour éviter le contact. Et en fait, Phil a vraiment attaqué sa manœuvre comme s'il faisait une manœuvre normale. Il aime bien bourriner, je crois qu'il aime bien ça. Là, il s'en foutait totalement.
Yeah, new tactician on board, everything seems to be going quite smoothly, seems to have fitted in quite nicely.
Yeah, so far we can't complain, we couldn't ask for a better start for sure. Anyway, we know it's only the beginning, this is a long season, but we knew what to expect with Mickey, as I said before. We sailed with him many times in the past, so we put that on top of maybe getting a guy with more experience in the class or a name that was sailing in the circuit before, because we know it gets a lot of time to get gel in between the tactician, the helmsman, the trimmers, the strategist. So far it's working okay, but we know it's only the beginning, but obviously we are pleased.
So Albie, then a good win for you guys, a new team at the back of the boat, or some new faces?
Yeah, Jonathan is the new faces. Jonathan McKee, one of the greatest on the sailing world, and he's new in the team, but new in the class too. So we are giving a little bit of time to understand the fleet. That is always harder and harder because the fleet is so competitive.
Good. Andy, start off then. Tell us about the socks. That's clearly something went wrong today.
Yeah, we got some special socks, our South African flag socks, and I think I let the team down. Mine were so smelly I didn't dare wear them, but tomorrow they'll be back for sure.
But that second race cost you a little bit. What happened?
Yeah, we had a little breakdown before the start, and that really got us on the back foot, and so we were working on that. We did a good job. We didn't quite get it fixed. That put us out of our routine.
So what happened?
We just had a pedestal go, so we didn't have some of the gears in the front winch. Yeah.
So we were promised variety here in Cape Town, and that's what's been delivered so far. This morning's heavy fog over the city. It's dissipating now. We should go on the water. A little bit of a delay. We should get 2 good races in. Breezes up to 12 to 15 knots. Great day's racing in prospect.
There's a lot of fog that's rolled in over the evening. Out to sea it's still quite heavy, but as we see in the last hour it's starting to lift. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of a gap that opens up between the land and the fog bank, which will allow the westerly to roll in, and we'll probably be sailing hopefully in about 15 knots. It's good to be racing in Cape Town. It's really great to see this fleet in Cape Town, and we're proud to represent. Very good team spirit, yeah, everyone's having a good time. We're fighting all the way to the finish, and we'll keep fighting today.
Day 3, a little bit of a delay before race 5 got away. There was some fog offshore and waited for the breeze to settle. When it did, it came in at 335 degrees, about 10 knots on the start line. And it was Quantum Racing which broke the line first, and that really set the tone for the race. Quantum leading at the top mark, Platoon second, Allegre up there in third, and that was the order all the way through the race, with Quantum Racing winning their first race since August last year. Moving up the table, Platoon in second, Allegre third, and the French team on Paprec getting fourth. Second race of the day, a little bit of delay, but the breeze moves round to the west. We have about 10 knots on the start line. It has to start off the pin end of the line, and it's Allegre and Platoon which start best. Get to the favoured left side early on. At the top mark, Allegre leading from Platoon with Provezza third, and down the run Allegre get passed by Platoon, and Platoon really roll out a big lead by the finish, winning comfortably. Second are Azura, third are Allegre, but Azura extend their lead at the top of the table to 10 points.
2-1 today. Yeah, felt pretty good out there. It felt good all week, but we just had some, unfortunate incidents out there on the water. So, yeah, good to get back to our form. We just said today's another day. Let's just forget about what's happened in the past and get out there and do our thing.
We are pretty happy so far. We are being consistent. We are playing safe. The boat seems to be going really fast, especially downwind, so we are really happy now. Having good results, but playing conservative.
So the standings after 6 races, leading are Azzurra on 17 points, second are Phoenix 11 on 27 points, third are Quantum Racing on 29, fourth Sled on 29.5, and fifth Platoon on 30 points. Day 3 in Cape Town proving challenging and interesting in equal measure. Platoon, best boat of the day with a second and a first, the world champions on a charge, but Azzurra dominating at the top of the table. Tomorrow though is very much a different day. Cape Doctor is prescribing big breeze.
Brilliant race, absolutely brilliant race. So many lead changes. So I think there was like 4 or 5 full park ups, and we'd all just restart the race. So finishing the race in the squall. We're surprised the race committee could even see us from up on the hill. It was pretty rainy and windy.
Yesterday evening we arrived at Guadeloupe as the sun was starting to go down. We were very excited because we benefited from the fact to close about a 3-mile gap between us and power play. So that was great for us. Obviously Maserati came into the mix as well. And in fact, Maserati pulled ahead for a little bit at the back of Guadeloupe.
Our speed was just a little less than their speed. That's why we try to do a different course after the South Guadeloupe. We go around the island on the other side, and we was hoping the easterly wind come maybe before. It was a good try, but that doesn't work at all. But we don't have nothing to lose at that point. So. Well, it's easy when you are in the back. It's easier because you see them, they are stuck, and so you do something different. So.
It's not an easy situation to lead a race like that, not at all. Because you always know that on each island, which means quite a lot, in fact on this 600 race, you're going to be in a tricky position. And it had been the case. On each of them we were leading, not far to lead all of them, And each time, boom, by far sometimes. In Sabah, we were leading by 30 miles, I reckon, something like that, which is a lot. And they came back and they passed us 50 meters away.
Leaving for 1 minute. Just a great match race all the way around the course. You know, so close to our two competitors almost the entire time, always within sight.
I don't know what it came down to for the two. Obviously, we're probably a little bit lighter. I've got their new foil systems, but whether that made a difference, I don't actually know. It's just strategy, and we got a good shift at the end and just managed to pull away. But it was touch and go the whole way around.
And it was a very nice fight, and I think they do a wonderful race, especially Loic and power play.
You know, finishing within 4 minutes of power play after 600 miles is 45 hours of sailing that's pretty close racing. Second year in a row coming in second for line honors behind another Mod 70. You know, Argo will be back next year looking for another bite at the apple.
And this was our first long offshore race as a team, and we just arrived back and it looks like we're going to pick up second. Everything went as I would have liked. I mean, the team was fantastic, and you know, a lot of people ask you know, how'd the boat go, and the boats really are a reflection of the team. You know, before the race, every piece of carbon had been NDI'd, inspected, everything had been checked, and I think it's the fact that the boat did so well is just a reflection on how well the team did prior to the race in preparation.
Yeah, it was a good race. A little frustrating in the very beginning. Made it up to the Barbuda mark, and then had a nice reach down to Guadeloupe. After that point, we had breezed the whole way. Nice coming back north again, and of course going around the island and upwind finish.
We were tack for tack with Shockwave. They got stuck a little bit further out towards the bottom of Guadeloupe, and we were hugging the shore there and past them there.
You know, Wizard are in a different category to us, but I'm about to head down there and take those boys some beers because we were almost in a match race for half a day with them, and it was fantastic, and every point of sail that was advantageous to us, we'd turn the corner and they'd take a bit back until we got to the bottom of the course, and Shockwave came alive, and then we were sitting on the high side of 30 knots, and Wizard went backwards. However, I was really surprised as we're crossing the line. I looked over my shoulder again, and there was their light, so they just haunted us for the best part of 36 hours.
Anytime you can do a yacht race just in a pair of shorts and weather top, you're in the right place. And at the moment it looks like outside is looking pretty strong, but hopefully we redeemed ourselves in the second half and we can get somewhere respectable in the placings.
We feel we made it to the finish line, which we didn't the last two long races, so we are very happy. Finish is important, but you know, if we win the Mokra, it will be all the much sweeter.
Very satisfied. We put a lot of work into a boat like this. They're big projects and takes a lot of commitment from the owners, and it's 3 races. It's 2 transatlantics and the Middle Sea race, which we haven't finished for various reasons. They're very technical boats. I mean, it was made originally to sail in the Mediterranean in flat conditions, and so to punch it around a course like this, although it was quite a benign year, you still had it up to Desirade was lumpy and it was rough, and you're punching this thing around, and we're driving it around and up to 25 knots and flying holes on it, and the sails are going up and down and in and out, and the locks are working and everything's spinning and working, and it's a real symphony, you know.
One of the deciding points of the race was how long you were parked. We got out so in the first one. We thought we were going to do something very smart, go outside in Guadeloupe, and we were almost through, and then we were in total dead air for 2 hours. But so was everybody else.
Yeah, surprised it went so well. Sticking with Shockwave, that's a boat that we've had success in the past here, a couple of years. So to have this boat with 5 bathrooms on board up there mixing with, you know, very racy boats was fantastic. So yeah, we'll take that one. We'll take that one.
And we had a great race. I mean, it's me, Bo, taking care about all the guys, and it was a real pleasure to sail with them and to have a great time here together.
Hey, we made it! We just keep on trying. It's all your fault.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very
You sold
good.
this race to me. Oh, well, it's just amazing. I mean, we had a great race. The crew was working fantastic. 60 hours fighting every inch and every second, and loving the boat and taking care of it. And I mean, the country, the scenic of the volcanoes, of the Caribbean islands, the sunshine, the water, it's just fantastic.
The best part for sure is finish a race. If you do an offshore race, it's not just a race for 600 miles and not just having a good start. It's the preparation, it's bringing the boat here, it's to do all that what is in front of a race. So it takes half a year. And when you cross the finish line and you're back on the dock and you're having your beer, then you know, okay, that half a year is over, and now what's the next project? So.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Silva. Happy birthday to you.
That is being with the outsider crew together, celebrating a great race, and being together with the crew for 38 years. Not all of them, but a lot of them. That's the best birthday ever.
Well, my job's race officer. Today we've got the southerlies in at the moment, and but it's forecast to go around in towards the east and maybe get to the northeast as well late in the day. Oh, I'd have to say that the sailors have really contributed well to the smooth running of this event, because we've been able to keep our racing rattling on without any major delays, and they've been really great with it.
So we were tied with Nick Egnott-Johnson coming into the semi-finals this morning, one apiece, and we had a super light southerly with not much breeze, and honestly he dominated us in the pre-start and led off the line, and then the breeze decided to disappear. Luckily we were first to the new pressure line and just managed to snatch one off him there. We got our next race in and we were leading, looking pretty good, and then he got his turn of luck and got a big lefty, so he jagged that one. And then the fifth one was probably one of the best match races I've ever been a part of. He had us locked out coming into the first bottom mark, and then we just managed to make the zone for the finish line and probably got him by a quarter of a boat length, if that. So super tight racing against Nick. Huge congratulations to him, he sailed super well this series. Yeah, we basically just said we just got to keep it simple. Do all the basic stuff right. We finally got our pre-starts together for the first time this regatta, and then just sailed super clean around the track. Boys were feeling good, and yeah, super stoked to get the win 3-0. Yeah, pretty stoked to take it out for a second year in a row, and who knows, there might be a third in a row coming.
level is very high.
We go to very nice places.
A fantastic boat to sail.
Good race management and organisation.
We have to keep sailing well and pushing hard.
When you start foiling, it's a feeling of from another planet.
This is as good as it gets.
It's the best foiling circuit going at the moment.
Hi, I'm John Emmett. It's the last day of the Laser Radial Worlds, and probably no surprise for many people, I have Marit here. She's the Laser Radial World Champion, fabulous week, and one of the most successful female sailors of all time. She's also feeling a bit cold, so we're going to keep it quick. How many times have you won the Worlds, Marit?
This is my 4th time.
And it was some crazy scores this week. Can you just tell us a little bit about the conditions? Because you made it look easy, but I'm sure it wasn't.
Oh, no. Well, the week was very good for me, but yesterday I had a high score because of the massive 40-degree wind shift, and that hurted me a little bit. And this morning,
I think everyone apart from Lena had a high score as far as I could see.
Yeah. Well, the Norwegian girl, she had an amazing day yesterday, but yeah, today was very challenging as well. I felt a bit bad because all my teammates left me behind. I was very proud from the back seeing them 1, 2, and 3, but then I was like, hey, wait for me. But no, it's...
You have some young girls pushing along behind you, that's for sure.
Yeah. With the 4 Dutch girls being top 10, it's just amazing. And
what's the name of your Dutch team? It's the...
Yeah, Team Turbo.
Team Turbo.
Yeah. It's an inside joke, but yeah, I'm very proud of them. I mean, Middate's the first one, and being top 10 is amazing. And Maxime being second, and then Daphne going through so many private stuff, but still becoming top 10 here. I'm just very proud of them all.
Because I think you and Maxime were 1-2 at Europeans a little while back, is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So we're doing like a Dorian and Kieran.
Oh, crikey, I'm watching that with great interest. I want to see what's going on in Sorrento, that's for sure. Are you following that?
Yeah, I think everybody in Holland is, and it's just an amazing situation where you have so strong people, 2 strong people in the nation, and I mean they both deserve it, and we'll see. If they have any wind like today we had, then it would be a challenging day for them as well.
I mean, I think it's just a shame in sailing that they both can't go to the games, but that's the nature of our sport. And looking forward, very best of luck for Tokyo. If you get gold there, you'll be in the medal tables as possibly one of the most successful female athletes of all time. What's your thoughts about your final preparation? Not long now.
Yeah, I'm just enjoying the moment. I mean, it's been an amazing week, like having my brother as a coach, and then my sister got her first child this week. It's just been
amazing. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's just been amazing. It's amazing a time for the Bouwmeeste family, so yeah.
Oh, I'm very happy for you. I can see you looking really cold, Marit, but very best of luck for Tokyo, and I'm sure we'll speak again.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.